Alright chaps, what you see before you is a result of stupid knife laws. Once again, this is Spyderco Chicago, and as the name suggests, it's a knife in response to the Chicago current knife carry laws. This is legal in Chicago because it's a 2-inch blade. Cutting edge of 1 3/4 inches, but the 2-inch blade is the crucial bit right there. And so it's therefore legal to carry in Chicago. UK, this one is now, for me, legal to carry because I've modified it to the extent that it doesn't lock anymore. All I did simply for that, if any of you English guys want one of these, is took off the carbon fibre scale and bent the liner lock. It's very easy to do, and you just need to be careful that you bend it to not too far, so the detent on the liner still holds the blade in when the blade is closed. If you push it too far, there'll be no detent, and the blade will just kind of wallow around if you're not careful. Of course, you can tighten down the pivot, but then it's just uncomfortable to use. This should be all right. This is pretty sturdy, the way it is, so I don't really worry about this falling on my finger. Mainly because of this finger choil, but also because it's quite stiff, which you can probably see. Some specs, as I said before: 2-inch blade, 1 3/4 inch cutting edge. Handle length is 3 1/8 inches, and the hole diameter, which is important for some people, is 30/32 of an inch, which I mean in English is 12 millimeters. So it's smaller, oops, than the military, of course, because this is a huge opening hole. But it's still relatively easy to get home in there. It's quite difficult, I have to say, overall, to get like a grip on it in the first place to get your hand in there. But once you've done a bit of practice, it's all right to do one-handed. And there you go. Fits well in the hand. 3-finger hold. Finger choil up there. If it's locking, as it is in Chicago, as you can do in the States, for example, I suppose you could hold it like that, but then it's just a 2-finger hold. And this will stop it from closing if the lock were ever to fail. Size comparison. Zippo. This is how tiny this is. Beer is yummy. Amen to that. Very small. Weight. Spyderco spec says 2.2 ounce. My specs say 2.1 ounce. So they've overdone it, which is surprising. Let's double check that, shall we? 2.1 ounce. So it's even lighter, which is always good. Rumour has it this thing was discontinued, which it currently is in carbon fibre. It's also available in G10, which isn't discontinued. Discontinued due to poor quality control, and I can totally see that. It looks very beautiful on camera, but as we all know, cameras can be deceiving. The carbon fibre is all scuffed. It's been lacquered over, but it's been scuffed underneath, so it's not like it's a surface damage. It's underneath the lacquered surface, which is pretty poor. Also, it uses plastic washers, which I mean is just pretty bollocks. For a knife of S30V blade steel carbon fibre, you think they might be able to put some phosphor bronze or even brass ones in. San Remo 710s use some. They use I think 1 brass one and 1 plastic one, so that's pretty shoddy Spyderco. And just the general, I don't know, the general feel of it is just not as the usual Spyderco Tyranny's quality. I mean, as you can see in there, there are machine marks on the liner. Can you see those black lines along there? It's picking up. That's not like a shadow or anything. That's 4 machine cut marks into the liner. So when this thing was locking, before I bent the liner lock, on purpose might add, the liner was pretty much just kind of rough along. It wasn't smooth, like this, buttery smooth. That's the way a liner lock should be. The tang of the blade on a folding knife should be flat, perfectly smooth, like on the military. That's bollocks, if I'm honest. That noise. It's catching on all the fucking machine marks, great. But that's pretty bad. So I can understand why it was discontinued, but I mean, they shouldn't really manufacture it in Taiwan then, should they? They should move it to America. Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth, rather than Taiwan, if they wanted to up their quality controls. Very nice Spidey clip. The Spidey wire clip holds on very nicely and it's also easy to put on, and also rides very high in the pocket. Low, even. Get that fucking right around. If you try and take this thing apart, it's a number 7 Torx screws for the body, number 8 for the pocket clip, and number 10 for the pivot. So all very simple. Overall, I wouldn't recommend this knife really, I'd say. For those of you who can carry a locking knife and you don't live in Chicago, A few caveats there, I suppose. It's just the 2-inch blade has fuck all cutting capability. I mean, you can use it to open letters and things, but I was trying to cut I tried to cut a sausage. It was a big fuck off sausage, it was like a proper German meaty sausage. This thing did fuck all. You had to kind of cut around like you were trying to cut through a tree, effectively, which is pretty rubbish. But it disappears into your pocket. Backup EDC, very friendly looking, nice blade steel, good ergonomics, quite stylish, I suppose, if no one gets up too up close and personal. And as my hollow point says, key to doing well in life, I do believe, is to look good from afar. Amen to that, especially with regards to this knife. Cheers, chaps. Any questions? Just fire away.